Hello my dear students, welcome to our channel Rajesh Biology and I am Rajesh MSc Zoology. Today I am going to teach about structure and working of heart. According to our textbook, the structure of heart is a theory and it is very important LQ also. So for our convenience, I divide the topic into three major parts. They are introduction part and external structure and internal structure. ఇంట్రడక్షన్ పార్ట్లో ఏం చెప్దామంటే దాని లొకేషన్, ద కవరింగ్ అండ్ ద షేప్, స్ట్రక్చర్ ఆఫ్ హార్ట్. అనే ఎక్స్టర్నల్ స్ట్రక్చర్ అంటే ద స్ట్రక్చర్ వాట్ వీ కెన్ సీ విత్ అవర్ నేక్డ్ ఐ ఆఫ్టర్ డిసెక్టింగ్ హ్యూమన్ బాడీని డిసెక్ట్ చేసిన తర్వాత మనకి ఎలా కనిపిస్తుందో, మనం చూసినప్పుడు మనకి ఏమేమి కనిపిస్తాయి అనేది ఎక్స్టర్నల్ స్ట్రక్చర్. అండ్ ఇంటర్నల్ స్ట్రక్చర్, వెన్ వీ కట్ ద హార్ట్ ఇంటూ టూ ఈక్వల్ హాఫ్స్ ఇన్ ఎ లాంగిట్యూడినల్ సెక్షన్, the parts which are present within the heart, some nodal tissues and valves, these are the internal structure. So I divide this topic into three parts: introduction, external structure and internal structure. In introduction part, first of all, origin. Heart is mesodermal in origin, like tooth is ectomesodermal in origin. Most of the vital organs are originated from the embryonic mesoderm. Heart also originated from the embryonic mesoderm. So it is a mesodermal in origin and it is located in between the two lungs. Actually the cavity which is present in between two lungs is known as mediastinum. The cavity name is mediastinum and the heart is present in that mediastinum cavity. So it is mesodermal in origin, it is present in mediastinum cavity and its apex is slightly twisted into the left side. యాక్చువల్లీ హార్ట్ మనం ఇక్కడ అంటూ ఉంటాం ఇటువైపు ఉంటుంది హార్ట్ అని చెప్పేసి. ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ కరెక్ట్. హార్ట్ ఈస్ ప్రజెంట్ అట్ ద సెంటర్ పోర్షన్ బట్ ఇట్స్ అపెక్స్ ఈస్ స్లైట్లీ ట్విస్టెడ్ ఇన్ టు ద లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్. సో లెఫ్ట్ అని చెప్పేసి చెప్తాం. అండ్ దెన్ నెక్స్ట్, హార్ట్ ఈజ్ కవర్డ్ బై టూ వాల్స్. దే ఆర్ నోన్ ఎస్ పెరికార్డియం. దే ఆర్ outer fibrous pericardium and inner serous pericardium. It is the outer layer. So it is, what is this? Fibrous pericardium and inner serous pericardium. It is the serous pericardium. Clear? And the serous pericardium have two layers. It is divided into two layers. The outer layer attached with the outer fibrous pericardium and this serous layer, the part of serous layer which is attached with the fibrous pericardium is known as parietal layer. The layer which attaches with the fibrous pericardium is known as parietal layer and inner visceral layer because it is attached with the visceral organ. It is attached with the heart and it forms the epicardium. What is epicardium? Actually, the wall of the heart is made by three layers: outer epicardium and middle myocardium and innermost endocardium. So the epicardium is nothing but a visceral layer and the visceral layer is the part of serous pericardium. And here the space in between the outer parietal layer and inner visceral layer is known as pericardial space and that space is filled with pericardial fluid. What is the use of pericardial fluid? Pericardial fluid allows the free movement of heart. When heart contracts and relaxes, it allows the free movement of heart and it reduces the friction and it protects the heart from external vibrations. These are the some functions of pericardial fluid which is present in between the parietal and visceral pericardial layers. Clear? Right. Next, the wall of the heart. Wall of the heart is made by three layers: outer epicardium, middle myocardium and inner endocardium. Here the interesting fact is endocardium covers the cavity and it lines the or it forms the walls also. There are some walls present in our heart, okay, and that walls also covered by, lined by or made by endocardium. And akkadతో ఆగిపోలేదు. That endocardium run throughout the vascular system and it forms the capillaries. The wall of the capillary is known as endothelium, and that endothelium is nothing but the continuation of endocardium. Clear? Right. Next, come to the internal structure is over. Next, external structure. In external structure, we can see the 4 chambers of heart. Upper 2 chambers are known as atria, and lower 2 chambers are known as ventricles, as you already know this. And there is a groove. Groove means 2 fingers మధ్య కనిపిస్తుంది కదా, ఇది గ్రూవ్ అంటే. తెలుగులో గాడి అంటాం, హిందీ గాడి అంటే బండి, ఇక్కడ తెలుగులో గాడి అంటే గ్రూవ్. And that groove is the indication of the septum which is present in internal side. Okay, so there is a groove, and that groove is known as coronary sulcus. Coronary sulcus is the atrioventricular groove. The groove which is present in between the atria and ventricles is known as atrioventricular groove, the transverse groove. Okay, and the type of grooves also present in ventricles also, in longitudinal axis. They separate both ventricles. Okay, so the anterior and posterior grooves also present in external structure, and the blood vessels are embedded in that grooves. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, మనం పక్కింట్లో ఏదైనా పెళ్లి జరుగుతుంది అనుకుందాం, లేదంటే మన ఇంట్లో పెళ్లి జరుగుతుంది, పంపు పక్కింట్లో ఉంది, అక్కడి నుంచి మనకు చూపు తీసుకుంటాం మన ఇంట్లోకి, రోడ్డు మీద నుంచి ఒక చూపు వస్తుంది, రైట్? ఆ వాటర్ పైప్ మనం రోడ్డు మీద నుంచి తీసుకుంటున్నప్పుడు దానికి అటు ఇటు వేస్తాం, లేదంటే ఏదైనా ఒక గొయ్య తీసి గొయ్యలో పెడతాం వాటర్ పైప్, బికాస్ దాని మీద నుంచి వెళ్ళిపోతున్నవి కూడా దాన్ని బ్రేక్ చేయకుండా. యాజ్ లైక్ దట్, ఆ పైప్ ఎలా అయితే ఉంటుందో, ద బ్లడ్ వెజల్స్ ఆర్ ఎంబెడెడ్ ఇన్ ద groove. The blood vessels are embedded in that groove. Clear? Right. And what are the blood vessels? The blood vessels are coronary arteries or coronary veins. Even though heart is fully filled with blood, they don't receive even a drop of blood from the cavities. It is also received blood through some capillaries, some blood vessels. They are known as coronary blood vessels. They are embedded in grooves. That is about the external structure. Now come to the internal structure. For that purpose, I want to draw a model diagram of heart for better understanding. It is the model diagram of heart. 2 upper chambers and 2 lower chambers. Okay. Atria. Right atria is larger than the left atria because it receives more blood, so it is somewhat large, and it is small. Okay, right and left atria are separated by a septum, and that septum is known as interatrial septum. Inter means in between. It is present in between 2 atria, so it is interatrial septum. And interatrial septum have a hole in fetus heart. In fetus heart, there is a hole in interatrial septum, and that hole is known as foramen ovale. Hole is known as foramen, and it is in oval shape, so it is foramen ovale. And it is closed after birth. When the lungs become functional, the foramen ovale is closed, and it is represented with a depression known as fossa ovalis. Fossa ovalis. Why the heart have a hole in fetal stage? Actually, the circulation mechanism of fetus is different from the adult, because during the embryonic development, when we present in mother's womb, our lungs are not functional. We directly receive oxygenated blood from the mother, so lungs not functional. That oxygenated blood must pass into the left atria and then left ventricle, then only it reaches all over the body. So there is a hole because it received oxygenated blood from the mother, and it enter into the left atria. For that purpose, there is a hole in fetus stage. We all have that hole. ఇప్పుడు మనకి హోల్ కొంతమంది చెప్తూ ఉంటారు. సమ్ పేరెంట్స్ మే సే దట్ మై చైల్డ్ హ్యావ్ ఎ హోల్ ఇన్ దేర్ హార్ట్ డ్యూరింగ్ ఎట్ ఎర్లీ స్టేజ్. చిన్నప్పుడే హార్ట్లో హోల్ ఉంది, ఇలాంటి కొన్ని కేసెస్ మనం వింటూ ఉంటాం, రైట్. నాట్ క్లోజర్ ఆఫ్ ద హోల్, అది హార్ట్ హోల్ క్లోజ్ అవ్వకపోవడాన్ని ద కండిషన్ ఈజ్ నౌన్ ఎస్ పేటెంట్ ఫోరామెన్ ఓవెల్. ఇఫ్ ద హోల్ ఈజ్ నాట్ క్లోజ్డ్ ఆఫ్టర్ ద బర్త్ ఆల్సో, ద కండిషన్ ఈజ్ నౌన్ ఎస్ పేటెంట్ ఫోరామెన్ ఓవెల్, రైట్. నెక్స్ట్, right atria receive deoxygenated blood from superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. Inferior vena cava receive blood from the hind limbs and abdominal region, somewhat thoracic region. Posterior vena cava receive blood from head and upper limbs, okay, somewhat thoracic region, neck region. Both receive deoxygenated blood and enter into the right atrium. The opening of the inferior vena cava is guarded by a valve, and that valve is known as eustachian valve. The valve is known as eustachian valve, and it helps, it works in fetal heart only. It helps in directing the blood into లెఫ్ట్ ఏట్రియా. ఇక్కడ దాకా వచ్చిన బ్లడ్ని ఇందులోకి డైరెక్ట్ చేస్తుంది అనమాట. ఇట్ డైరెక్ట్స్ ద బ్లడ్ ఫ్లో ఇన్ టు ద లెఫ్ట్ ఏట్రియా ఫర్ సిస్టమిక్ సర్క్యులేషన్ ఇన్ ఫీటస్ హార్ట్. వెన్ ద హోల్ ఈజ్ క్లోజ్డ్, ద eustachian valve become rudimentary or become non-functional. There is no use, okay. And superior vena cava doesn't have any valves. The opening of superior vena cava doesn't guarded by any valves, right. And very important, the right atrium receives blood from the musculature of the heart, and that blood vessel is known as coronary sinus. The groove is known as coronary sulcus, which is present in external structure, that is the groove. And it is the coronary sinus, it is a blood vessel which receive blood from the heart. Sinus means venous blood, okay, sinus, coronary sinus, and it is guarded by a valve known as sebaceous valve. Coronary sinus is guarded by sebaceous valve, posterior vena cava is guarded by eustachian valve, and it become rudimentary, right. Next, come to the left atrium. Left atria receive oxygenated blood from pulmonary veins. It receives oxygenated blood from the pulmonary veins, and there is no valves in left atria. Clear? Before going to know about the ventricles, there is a structure in between atria and ventricles, and the septum which separate the atria and ventricle is known as interatrioventricular septum. It is interatrial septum because it is present in between two atria. It is present in between atria and ventricles, so it is known as interatrio and ventricular septum, and they also have holes. The apertures which are present in interatrioventricular septum are known as interatrioventricular apertures. The apertures are known as atrioventricular apertures. It is right atrioventricular aperture, it is left atrioventricular aperture, and these apertures are guarded by, are provided with valves. They are tricuspid valves and bicuspid valves. Right atrioventricular aperture have tricuspid valve, that means there are three cusp-like valves are present which prevent the backflow of blood from ventricles, okay. And same type of valves present in left side also, but they are only two. So bicuspid valve or mitral valve in left atria, right. Next, ventricles. Ventricles are somewhat big chambers when compared with the atria, and the wall of the ventricles are thick when compared with the atria. Here both ventricles are separated by a interventricular septum. Interventricular septum divides the two ventricles, and the left ventricle wall is more thick when compared with the right, because it send more blood, it send with somewhat more pressure, because entire systemic circulation is created by the లెఫ్ట్ వెంట్రికులర్ ప్రెషర్. ఇది మొత్తం బాడీకి పంపించాలి, ఇక్కడ పక్కనే ఉన్న లంగ్స్కి పంపిస్తే సరిపోతుంది ఇది. సో వెన్ కంపేర్ విత్ ద రైట్ వెంట్రికల్, ద లెఫ్ట్ వెంట్రికల్ వాల్ ఈజ్ సమ్వాట్ థిక్ and both are separated by a interventricular septum. Right. The wall of the internal lining of the ventricles have ridges, and that ridges are known as columnae carneae. The ridges are known as columnae carneae, and in that ridges, some ridges are conical in shape, somewhat big, and they are known as papillary muscles. Some ridges, some columnae carneae are projected into outwards, and they are long conical shaped. They are known as papillary muscles, and they attach with the heart strings, chordae tendinae. Heart strings are chordae tendinae, which prevent the atrioventricular walls, that means tricuspid and bicuspid walls, they prevent the too far bulging of bicuspid and tricuspid walls. I'll explain clearly. The ridges are known as columnae carneae, some ridges are conical shaped known as papillary muscles, and they are attached with the heart strings. Heart strings attach with the walls, like Trivikram movie he used thread and stick to open and close the windows. As like that, they also help in closure and opening of the valves. Clear? And they prevent the too far bulging of the valves, because they contract with more force. With that force, the valves may bulge too far into atria. So they prevent the too far bulging of the valves when ventricles contract. వెంట్రికల్స్ ఎప్పుడైతే కాంట్రాక్ట్ అయ్యాయో వాల్స్ మరీ లోపలికి వెళ్ళిపోకుండా ఇవి దాన్ని ప్రివెంట్ చేసి మళ్ళీ లాగిపెట్టి వెనక్కి తీసుకొస్తాయి అన్నమాట. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ ద యూజ్ ఆఫ్ హార్ట్ స్ట్రింగ్స్. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ అబౌట్ ద ఇంటర్నల్ స్ట్రక్చర్. ఇన్ ఇంటర్నల్ స్ట్రక్చర్ దెర్ ఈజ్ ఏ అదర్ specialized tissue known as nodal tissue. There is a special nodal tissue present in our heart, because our heart is muscular and pulsating organ. It is myogenic heart. Nodal tissue, a patch of nodal tissue is present at the right upper corner of the right atrium. Right upper corner of the right atrium, there is a special nodal tissue, and it is known as SAN, sino-auricular node. Why it is called sino-auricular node? Sino means venous blood, sinus venosus, frog heart lo vastundi. Okay, auricular, it is present in atria, auricle, and node. Okay, a patch, a node is present at the at the right upper corner of the right atria, so it is known as sinoatrial node. And another patch is present at the lower left corner of the right atria, at the junction of the atria and ventricles. Atria ki ventricles ki దగ్గరలో. So at here, at the interatrioventricular septum. Okay, interatrioventricular septum దగ్గర ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి it is known as AVN, atrioventricular node. A patch of this tissue present at the right upper corner of the right atrium known as SAN, sino-auricular node. Another patch is present at the lower left corner of the right atrium near to the interatrioventricular septum known as AVN, atrioventricular node. SAN generate action potentials. So it is also known as pacemaker. It can generate its own impulse without external stimuli. It can generate its own impulse. So it is also known as pacemaker, very important. And the pacemaker releases impulses, and that impulses are taken by the AVN. And AVN send, 1 minute. It is the interventricular septum, right? Through the in the interventricular septum, there is a bundle of fibers. Bundle of nodal fibers are present in interventricular septum and they divide into two branches. The bundle is known as His bundle or bundle of His. Okay, the AVN send the impulses to the bundle branch. So AVN act as a relay point. Relay point means it is just like a postman. It receives impulses from SAN and it gives impulses to the bundle branches. So it act as a relay point, and that impulses travel through the His bundle and divide into right and left bundle branches, and each bundle branch give some more minute fibers, minute branches, and that minute branches are known as Purkinje fibers. They are known as Purkinje fibers. They give impulses to entire ventricular musculature. So it is about the nodal tissue. SAN, AVN and bundle of His Purkinje fibers. Right. Next, aortic arches. There are two aortic arches. Two aortic arches. One is pulmonary arch and one is systemic arch. First one, pulmonary. For better understanding, I'll erase some more structures. First, heart strings. Next, papillary muscles. I erase the papillary muscles and bundle branch also. These are the right and left bundle branches and Purkinje fibers. And myocardium is also embedded. So it is the internal structure of the heart. Here, a pulmonary arch is arised from left upper corner of the right ventricle. It is the right ventricle, it is the left upper corner. From the left upper corner of the right ventricle, the pulmonary arch is arised and it takes the blood towards the lungs. It is towards the lungs, it takes the blood from the right ventricle, that is deoxygenated blood, and it is guarded by semilunar walls. Okay, semilunar walls like this. Lunar eclipse antam kada ala. It is guarded by semilunar walls. Okay, pulmonary walls. It is pulmonary arch. Next, from the left ventricle, the right upper corner, whatever it is, from the left ventricle, systemic arch is arised. Systemic arch is arised from the left ventricle, and it is also guarded by semilunar walls. It takes the oxygenated blood towards the entire body. It is the arch, systemic arch. So these are the two arches. And very important point, there is a link between the systemic and pulmonary arch is known as ligamentum arteriosum. Ligamentum arteriosum. It is the remnant of the ductus arteriosus. Actually, ductus arteriosus is a tube, and the tube is present in between it is the link between systemic and pulmonary circulation. There is a link in fetus heart. Here also there is a link through foramen ovale, and the eustachian wall directs the blood into the left one. Why this link? If some amount of blood enter into the right ventricle in fetus heart, that must enter into the pulmonary circulation. But the lungs are not functional in fetus heart. So that blood must pass into the systemic circulation. For that purpose, in fetus heart there is a tube, and the tube is ductus arteriosus. After birth, when the lungs become functional, the ductus arteriosus converted into non-functional ligamentum arteriosum. So this is about the structure of heart. Next, working of heart.